thought about coming into Paris, the relevance of sportswear, the use of menswear seemed much more exciting here and more focused.
Fashion is much more now, it's chic. I love it.
I went to Yves Saint Laurent, which I thought was fantastic. God, I don't look for themes. I just go to have fun,
In Milan, it's possible to talk about trends of the season, but in Paris, something paradoxical happens. It's more about diversity, if you can imagine that as a trend. Well, this season, I thought it was also diffusion. A number of strong voices all saying their own thing, but there's no common consensus.
I think in Paris, what sort of has struck me is that I think people are really looking for more from their clothes, some sort of different function, which I think Hussein Chalayan alluded to. It's somewhat inspiring just as to what clothing could do for us in the future.
Do you think actually that as the world gets tougher and as you're more and more aware of what horrors exist, that fashion does become a refuge and glamour becomes a kind of escape?
Absolutely. I love fashion. Fashion, when I go shopping, it's like anything. It makes me happy.
What'd you say was going on?
Lots. Lots of stuff.
Bad dolls, bad, crazy, sexy women.
Just everything has kind of got dark. It's all gone a bit Tim Burton.
Expect the unexpected.
Galliano last night was just ravishing.
One thing we want from designers is for them to just be very, very good at being themselves.
It's very easy. You don't have to be a genius to tell when someone does a good show. Just look at the faces of people when they walk out.
I nearly tripped a couple of girls up because I was quite keen on the dresses.
Look at their eyes. It's like children on Christmas morning. These people don't come to look at boring shows. They come because they love fashion. It's not just their job. They also come here because they want to be here. They want to be transported.
I think fashion is interesting by the moment there's reality to it. When it's only imaginary or dream, it fades away.
It's not just about being able to dream. What Paris is also required is how do I now take that dream and put it into the world?
I think social factors definitely always influence fashion one way or the other. People do want to dream. It's funny because in times of a lot of prosperity, it's also that.
I think it's interesting what's happening in fashion now. It's almost as if designers are cleansing the palette and setting us into something new. When we look at Balenciaga and we look at Nina Ricci, those are the two standouts in the sense of where they are taking us. But I think fashion is going through a period of minimalism. Less is more.
When you see collections like Balenciaga, you go, oh my God, somebody took their dream and they made it real for us. They made it real for a woman to walk in the store and say, oh my God, I want that.
The most interesting thing in the world is to mix. So I think it's boring to be part of only one world.
When you come to somewhere, fit in, learn their culture, wherever you are.
It's a great source of pride in this city. And because of that, I think there's a freedom that people have in Paris.
I do think fashion follows what's going on in the world. Absolutely.
Generally speaking, when the economy is really booming, people do feel more free to play with outrageous fashion.
I always love Paris because you see the best of the best and you see the extreme of the extreme. God, we're all going to have to get degrees in fabric technology. To write about it is fascinating because what they're saying about sexuality and women is interesting. But do I want it in my wardrobe? I don't know.
It was the right thing for the right moment, I don't say to myself, now I will make it tough, I will make this. I do things without questioning myself.
Karl never seems to disappoint us with sort of his homage to, the knits and the idea of bringing newness back into that boucle tweed fabrications. And then I have to say, Stella McCartney was a stellar collection as well.
It's very wearable and very beautiful. That's why I love it.
It was a great week for Paris. You can only think of not even a handful of shows outside of Paris that seem at all relevant, given what we've seen this week.
It's all about the illusion of fashion.
It is all about... I actually thought Vuitton was brilliant today. Absolutely brilliant.
We have the same passion, the same desire to change things each season, and that's what we do.
You never know where the runway is going to take you.
I want the Légende d'honneur.
No, I want the higher one, the Chevalier. I've done the Légende. You're going to get me in trouble now. Go!